How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams from the Hard Gainer Academy, and what I'm going to be talking about is a question that I was asked. And the gentleman was asking me, should I be focusing on cardio or weight training if I'm trying to maximize my fat loss and build muscle? So I'm going to be answering that right now, and like how I always do, let's start dissecting this question. So the first thing being is, when we look at cardio and weight training, you really got to choose which one is the most important. And since you want to build muscle and lose fat, we have to choose weight training. And here's why. If you're busy and you have a lot of things going on, then again, you want to make sure you're smart with the amount of energy that you actually have. Like I've said in previous videos, the more active you are, the more energy you're going to have. But at the same time, we also got to look at how your life is. Is there a lot of stress? Do you have a lot of things going on and so forth? So if you want to do cardio every single day along with weight training, you might see some difficulties. So I would say, minimize the amount of cardio that you want to do, or maybe do something that is light. So maybe after you work out, you can go for a light walk on the treadmill. Or maybe before you work out, you do a really, really light walk, just kind of get yourself going, and then you train. The whole goal is you don't want to do anything that is too strenuous, because again, you got a lot of things going on and you need to give your body the chance to actually recover. The second thing is, how much are you actually eating? So when you're trying to lose fat, it could get very, very confusing when you have to eat a lot of food in order to support all of the activities that you're doing. So what do I mean by this? If you're going to be doing some high intensity cardio all throughout the week with weight training, you better be eating a ton of food, and I'm talking about a pile. The reason why I'm saying this is, number one, when you're weight training, remember, you're putting on muscle. Your body needs those calories for building muscle. When you're doing cardio, whether you're running on the treadmill or you're boxing, whatever the case may be, you're expending even more energy for that. So you need to make sure that you're consuming a lot of calories to facilitate these two different processes. One thing that I love about weight training is that you could also maximize fat loss while you do it. Because the more muscle you have on your frame, the better your body is as far as being a fat burning machine. So this is one of the reasons why you really got to hone down and say, well, you know what? Here's what my nutrition looks like. Here's what I'm going to eat. And doing a lot of cardio really help facilitate this? Would it really work with this? And will it really get me closer to my goal, especially if I want to have the body that I want? Ask yourself these questions. The third part being is, it can get very confusing and very demanding. And what I mean by that, it comes down to consistency. The best way to stay consistent is to do things that are simple. Keep it simple. And what do I mean by this? What I mean is, if you got to really hold yourself to do cardio every single day, and then you're going to be doing weight training every single day, then that's a very, very huge hurdle that you're going to have to jump over every single week. Instead, what you could do is like, hey, I could train 4 days a week doing weight training, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of cardio on my rest days. That is a much better way to actually attack it and do both and get the best of both worlds, of course. If you're thinking, well, you know what? That means, as far as my gym sessions are concerned, I know I spend about, let's say, 45 minutes. And then you know what? I want to do at least 15 minutes of cardio. So when we look at that, that's 1 hour that you're in the gym. If your schedule permits this, then by all means, you can go and do it. But at the same time, to hold yourself accountable to doing this every single time, day in and day out, I just feel like it's just too much and things can get complicated. So now let's talk about the type of cardio. I kind of touched on that just a little bit when I was giving you guys the examples, is that as far as if you're getting inside the gym and you walk right in there, if you decide to do cardio, you got to do something that is very light. Something that'll probably help you break like a small sweat, and then you go straight into the weight training. The reason why you want to do this is because you want to make sure you have enough energy and you have great performance throughout your training session. If you do strenuous cardio right in the beginning where you're just sweating buckets and then you got to go lift weights, you're not going to be as strong. You're going to be a little exhausted. So if you want to do that strenuous cardio, if you're really adamant on it, like, hey, no, I need to do this, then do it after your weight training and make sure that you get in a solid meal so again, your body can start repairing itself and so you can recover. So as far as choosing, should you go with cardio or should you go with weight training? What should the focus be on? The focus should be on weight training. That's what's going to sculpt your body. That's what's going to strip down all that body fat and show that muscle that you've been working hard for. Can cardio work alongside with that? Of course it can. But make sure the priority is on lifting those weights because you're going to get a lot more benefits out of that. And just to give you a little bit of a cool fact here, if you've been doing a lot of cardio, right, and you've been weight training as well, and you haven't been getting stronger, but hey, you know what? You've been doing a lot of cardio and that's been working for you. There's a problem. If you look inside the mirror and you notice, well, you know what? Wait, I'm not seeing much muscle tone, or you know what? I used to have a lot of muscle tone before and it's starting to go away. That's a good sign, and that's your body telling you, hey, it's not gonna work that way. That's why you just gotta really specialize in one particular area and make it a priority. If you look at marathon runners, the majority of marathon runners are not super muscular. Let's be honest here. If you look at someone who's a bodybuilder or someone who's a physical athlete, what do they look like, right? So once you look at that, you just really want to focus on the area that's going to give you the most bang for your buck. And with that said, does that mean you should not do any cardio? Of course not. I do cardio myself. It is good for your cardiovascular health. But the only thing I'm going to tell you is to keep it to a minimum, especially if your goals are to put on size and build muscle. Hope you found this video helpful, and I'll be talking to you guys real soon. Peace out.